So let's talk a little bit about control. The subject of control can sometimes have a negative connotation. If you ask someone if they like to be controlled, they would probably say no. But they're probably thinking about bad or negative control. So what is control? Control is being able to start, change, and stop an action, an activity, or a project. We acquire more control with training and experience. And although it's not practical and sometimes not possible to have absolute control, we should aim at having great control of our own environment. People that have no knowledge or experience have poor control. An example of poor control in the dental office is a patient with dental needs that leaves the office without making any kind of arrangement, or leaving it up to the patient to call back to schedule an appointment. Now, there is negative control, which is when you use your knowledge and skills to manipulate someone into doing things that are not in their best interests. For example, if you sell someone a used car that has a long history of mechanical problems, or when you actually make someone that has no financial means commit to a long-term payment for a timeshare. And there's also positive control, which is when you use your knowledge and position to help people make decisions that will benefit them. So an example would be making someone commit to a routine physical activity and better nutritional habits, or helping someone find a way to afford quality dental care that they need or want. Many times giving someone an option whether to do something or not does not give that person a fair chance at doing what's in their best interest. Mostly, people tend to choose the path of least resistance, the easy way. For example, if you say to a patient, would you like to schedule an appointment now or later? The patient will usually prefer later. So you could say something like, so we're going to go ahead and schedule your next appointment. What is more convenient for you, morning or afternoon? Right? Another situation is asking the patient, would you like to pay now or later? You could say instead, okay, George, I can help you now with your payment. How would you like to do that? Cash or card? And one last example, instead of saying, would you like to fill this appointment card? You can say, okay, I'm going to have you fill your appointment card while I give you a printout of today's visit. See, controlling a simple action, like having the patient fill out the appointment card, is like putting their initials in a contract. It creates commitment on their part. Since they receive the postcard in the mail with their own handwriting, psychologically it becomes more difficult for them to deny that commitment that was made. Now, that may not stop them from canceling, but it's their past self showing up at their door, telling them, hey, you signed this, remember? So when the patient refuses to fill out the card, that's a good indication of poor compliance, and that means that that patient may not show up for their appointment. So it's totally okay to give patients options, but not on the action that needs to be completed. It's pretty much the same thing that happens when you ask a child if they want to do chores now or later, right? You don't ask them, you tell them, would you like to start with laundry or rake the leaves, right? You give them a choice, but you don't leave it up to them to take action. That is positive control, and rational people will appreciate good control because good positive control is associated with professional expertise. Good professionals control their outcomes. Think about what the next professions have in common. Airplane pilots, civil engineers, brain surgeons, they all have a clear path of action and clear outcome expectations. So go ahead and start practicing good positive communication that is assertive, that is, state your affirmations with confidence, and you will start experiencing improved outcomes. See you on the next video.